Your Cricut can do what? Stick around because today I'm going to be bringing you 10 different things that I bet you didn't know that your Cricut could do. My name is Lauren and I'm a craft producer here at Maker's Gonna Learn. And let's go ahead and jump into all of the things that I bet you didn't know your Cricut could do. First up on the list is I bet you didn't know that you could create your own custom cut settings with your Cricut. Now, I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. So let's go ahead and jump over to Design Space so I can show you how. Now that we're here on the mat, I just have a heart here so that we have something on our canvas. You're going to make sure that you choose the machine that you have here in this drop-down menu. Once you have chosen your machine, you are going to click Make It. From there, it is automatically putting this on the mat. We are going to click Continue. And once you are here on this screen, you're going to come over here and you're going to select Browse All Material. Now you can see all of the different materials that you can cut with your machine, but you're going to scroll all the way down and you're going to come down here to the material settings. So you're going to select the material settings, and now you can look at the cut pressure, if you have multi-cut off, what blade type you use, and you can actually edit all of these different materials from here. Now, to create your own custom starting from the very beginning, you will once again scroll down to the bottom, and at the very bottom there is a button that says Add New Material. You are going to select that. You're going to type in your material type. I'm just going to name this New Material. And then you are going to save that. It will then put it in alphabetical order. And here is where you can adjust your pressure setting. You can go down if you are working with a thinner material. You can go up if you are working with a thicker material. You can turn your multi-pass on. So if you want it to do 3 different passes, you can do that. You can choose how many passes it does with this. And then you can choose between the fine point or the deep point blade. Once you have chosen your pressure settings and then chosen if you want 1 or 2 passes, you are then going to go to Save. And now you have your new material cut setting here. You can always go back and edit your material cut setting, turn those multi-passes off, decrease the pressure, increase the pressure, whatever, and then save that. And then as you can see, it saves all of your changes. Now to number 2. Now this is something that maybe some of you all know about, some of you all may not, but when I learned about it, it absolutely blew my mind and changed the game for me. And that is the front part of your Cricut, and this is on the Maker and the Explore series, is actually a storage drawer or door that you can lift up and store different materials in. And y'all, I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to try to bring this into view overhead. But if you can see here, this little strip of metal right here, that is actually a magnet, and there are slots right down here where you can put replacement blades in your front drawer of your Cricut. And this is something that I did not know when I first started using a Cricut, but has absolutely changed the game because I can keep all of my new blades here and I know exactly where they are at all times, and it's so easy. They stick right in there so you do not have an issue of losing them. And then you can even store other materials. So if you have a scoring stylus or you have other adaptive blades that you want to keep with your Cricut, you can store them here and just shut it. And then once you're done, close it up and it does not bother anything. Number 3 is, did you know that your Cricut can actually hold other markers, not just the Cricut markers? Now, our favorite marker to use in this slot is the Crayola Super Tip markers. You can use different ones, but we absolutely love using the Crayola Super Tip. A lot of times you just pop that in and close that and it keeps it really nice and snug. Like I said, there are other markers you can use, but you do not have to use exclusive Cricut markers when you are writing or drawing with your Cricut. Now on to tip 4 and 5, and we're gonna do these together. Now, this first one, number 4, is going to be for Maker and Maker 3 Cricut users. And this is, did you know that your Cricut can actually charge your phone or your tablet? If you didn't, if you'll turn your Maker to the side, you will see that there is a USB port here on the side of your machine. All you have to do is take your charging cord, plug it into the side here in the USB port, and then take your phone or your tablet and plug it in, and it starts charging. Now, the second part to this is, did you know that this ridge on your Cricut Maker or this ridge here on your Cricut Explorer, there is a true purpose to this. It's not just there for looks. It is actually there so that you can place your tablet or your phone in there so that it can be supported while you are using it with your Cricut. So this is how it fits on the Maker series, and this is how it will fit here on the Explorer series. Number 6 is for our Cricut Joy users. Now we wanted to try to touch on a little bit of something with every machine, so this one is specifically going to be for our friends who use the Cricut Joy. And this is, I bet you didn't know that you could actually do print and cut using your Cricut Joy. Now, hear me out. It is not technically a function that is offered with the Cricut Joy. However, there is a workaround, and it's very simple to do. There is a full tutorial on how to do that linked down in the description below. So make sure you go, if you are a Cricut Joy user, go and click that video and watch that if you want to learn how to do print and cut using your Cricut Joy. Number 7. I know I said a while ago we wanted to make sure that we touched on something for everyone here. So we've talked about the Cricut Joy print and cut hack, we've talked about things with the Maker series, and we've talked about things with the Explorer Series 3. But what about the Explorer Series 2? So if this is you and you have this machine, I bet you didn't know that you need to always keep your knob on the custom cut setting. So as you can see here, there are all of these different cut settings on the Cricut Explorer Series 2. However, it is so much easier to dial it over to the custom setting and leave it there. Do not touch this knob. That way, once you leave it on the custom setting, you can choose what material you are using in Design Space, and you can still, like the first hack that I showed you, how to add in your new cut settings specific to different materials that you're going to be using, you can do all of that from Design Space. So I bet you didn't know that you never need to touch the knob on your Cricut Explorer Air 2. Number 8. And honestly, y'all, this is one of my favorites. If you've been around the channel for a while, you know that I adore embroidery. And this thing that I bet you didn't know your Cricut could do is create embroidery patterns, words, and things that you can use to embroider different materials. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Now that we're over here in Design Space, I'm going to show you my favorite way of using this software to create an embroidery template to embroider on different things. I especially love using this with text because I love for my text on my embroidery projects to be seamless. So I like using different fonts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the text. You're going to grab your favorite Maker's Gonna Learn text. Here we have Amore. And then you're going to type in your word or your name that you want to use. So today we're just going to use Asher. You will then size that up or down depending on what you are embroidering this on. And then what you are going to do next is you are going to flatten it. And this is going to be for any design that you choose, whether it's the text, you're going to flatten all of the text together because we do want to use this as a print and cut. So what you're going to do now is you're going to hit Make It, and then you are going to change your material size 8.5 by 11, and we're just going to send this to our printer. Now, you're going to print this on a printable stabilizer. My personal favorite stabilizer to use when I'm designing things in Design Space rather than just freehanding a design is the Sulky Stick and Stitch Water Soluble Stabilizer. Now, it is a great material to work with if you are working with like a t-shirt or cotton material that has a lot of stretch and give to it, because once you stick it down on your material that you are embroidering, it will keep it in place. So once you have designed everything in Design Space, you will print it on that Sulky Stick and Stitch, get it out of your printer, cut off all of the excess. You actually don't even have to use your Cricut for this. This is really a Design Space workaround. And then you will stick it on the fabric that you're going to be embroidering, embroider it, and then stick it under the water to dissolve the stabilizer. If you want to learn a lot more on exactly how to use this technique, once again, there is a video linked down below that you can click and watch where we actually use the Sulky Stick and Stitch Stabilizer on a pair of jeans and create a beautiful custom embroidered pair of jeans. Number 9. I bet you didn't know or maybe realize that your Cricut can cut longer than 24 inches. Now, this is something that we don't do a lot here on this channel, but it can be done. And there are certain projects where you do need to print longer than 24 inches. And in that case, that is where the Cricut Smart Material is really going to come in handy. Now, with this material, you can cut as long as the material is. If you are creating a decal, let's say for an outside window that has to be a lot longer than 24 inches, you can do that. And it's super easy with the Cricut Smart Material. Last but certainly not least is number 10. For this final Cricut hack that I bet you didn't know you could do is I bet you didn't know that you could cut multiple colors on the same mat. Let me show you how. Here you can see in Design Space, we have 2 different objects that we want to cut because we are layering vinyl, but they are 2 different colors. Now, what you're going to do, you are going to go to Make It. It is going to separate this out onto 2 different mats. We're going to change this to 12 by 12. You're going to go to one of the mats, have the object selected. You're going to click these 3 dots in the top left-hand corner, and we're going to move this object. It is currently on the black mat, but we want to move it to the blue mat. Now, it is going to change the color of this to blue, but we know that this heart, this larger heart, we need to cut out in black. So we're just going to move it over here to the top right-hand corner and keep the smaller heart on the top left-hand corner. Now, we are going to cut different colors, but remember, they still need to be the same material. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go to Continue. We are going to select the material that we're going to be working with. And then the real magic happens when you place your material on your mat. So remember, the smaller heart, which we want it to be blue, is going to be in the top left-hand corner. So we're going to place this material here. And then the larger heart that was black, we placed in the top right-hand corner. So we're going to place the black material over here. Once you have placed the material where it is on the mat in Design Space, then you're going to be ready to send this through to your Cricut to cut it. Once it has cut, you're going to unload your mat, and you can see that we have our 2 different hearts, and we have saved time, and they are both on the same mat. I really hope that you enjoyed these 10 hacks that I bet you didn't know that you could do with your Cricut. If you are new to our channel, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you can be notified every single time we get crafty. If you enjoyed these hacks, make sure to check out this video so that you can learn even more hacks using your Cricut. So I heard you all needed help downloading PNGs and SVGs onto your computer. Well, guess what? You are at the right place because today I'm going to be teaching you how to download fonts and PNGs and SVG files on both Windows and Mac computers. My name is Lauren and I'm a craft producer here at Makers Gonna Learn. What we are a crafting community where we bring you inspiration, education, and motivation to get your Cricut out and start using it today. If you are new to our channel, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and hit that bell icon so that you can be notified every time we get crafty. So, if you're ready to learn how to download those files and fonts, let's go ahead and jump on over to Makers Gonna Learn so that I can teach you. Now that we're here on the Makers Gonna Learn website, we can go to the cut files, but before we go there, I want to make sure you all know we are starting out with the Mac version. So this is just for Mac users. Next, we will do the Windows users, but we're gonna go to the cut files section. And then from there, you can choose what cut file you want to download. You can search our cut files. You can go to the filter and sort and go through all of the different categories that we have. You can sort them by most popular, newest alphabetical, and you can view them at 30, 90, or all of them at one time. So we're already here on the craft section. I'm just gonna scroll down, and I think I wanna do this mental health therapist. So what you're gonna do, you can either click on this image, or you can click this little arrow icon that's pointing down and that will automatically download it. Let's just go ahead and click on the image so I can show you what it looks like. Here you can really get a good feel of what the PNG and SVG is going to look like, and then if you click on it, there is a download button here. So all you're going to do is click download. It's going to come down here to the bottom. You're going to double click that. It is going to open up the zip file. It's going to have it as a zip file, and you see it says mental health zip. We want to make sure we open that up and open up that folder so that it has both the PNG and the SVG. Now that we're here on Cricut Design Space, to upload these into Design Space, what you can do is go down here to the upload section and you are going to upload image. Now there are two different ways you can do this. You can pull this down and we'll minimize our browser, and you can drag and drop these files. You can click this and you can drag and drop it. You see how that turns green? You can drag and drop that, either one of those files, and those will work. So let's drag and drop the PNG and then I'll browse for the SVG. So this is the PNG version. We're gonna go with complex just because I like to always go with complex. Continue. Apply and continue, and because this was the PNG version, we are going to select print and cut, and then we're going to upload it into Design Space. And there it is. Now we'll go back to the upload image to browse. If you don't like drag and dropping or you don't want to drag and drop, you can go to browse. You can go to downloads, and here you can see it's there. And we're going to choose the SVG version and you're going to open it. Super simple, very easy, and now both your PNG and SVG versions are in Design Space, and y'all, you don't have to upload these again. They're going to be there forever. If you want to, if they end up being further on down, you can go to recent uploads, view all, and you can even search your uploaded images, but they're all there. You do not have to upload them multiple times. So now that we talked about uploading our files, our PNG and SVG files, let's head back over to Makers Gonna Learn and let's go to our fonts and let me show you how you can download fonts on a Mac computer. Now that we're here on our font section, I'm just going to choose a font. Let's go with Candid. Once again, you're gonna click this icon. This is the arrow pointing down for download. Just in case you all weren't aware, you can preview your custom text on the Makers Gonna Learn website here. So if you wanted to see what a name looks like, let's just type in Lauren, and you can scroll through all of these to see which one is gonna look best for your project. You can do that. So we're just gonna download Candid. You're gonna click the arrow pointing down. Once again, it's gonna bring it down here to the bottom corner. Now some are different. It may bring it down here to the bottom corner. Some may be up here on the top right corner, but the downloads, you're gonna have to open up these zip files wherever the downloads go. So it is completely downloaded. We're gonna double click it, open that up. It's going to say Candid OTF. We're going to make sure we open that, and then we are going to install the font. Now, for Mac computers, this is called your font book. This is where all of your fonts are going to be stored. You can find it in your font book, but just because it's downloaded onto your computer does not mean it is ready for Cricut Design Space just yet. What you now have to do is go back to the Cricut Design Space. Now, once you're back to Cricut Design Space, you're going to want to make sure that if you are working on something, we currently aren't here, you're going to want to make sure that you save your project, because if you do this next step and you haven't saved your project, you are going to lose all of the progress that you have made. But let me just go ahead and show you. The one we were using was Candid. Let's go to Systems. I'm going to type in Candid. It's not there. So what you're going to do, you're going to come up here to View, and you're going to reload Cricut Design Space. Previously, we would have told you to exit it out and open it back up, but all you have to do is go to View and Reload, and now we can grab this text, go to our System Fonts, type in Candid, and there it is. You now have a new font uploaded into Cricut Design Space. Now that we're done talking about downloading files and fonts onto our Mac, let's move over to a Windows computer. So just like before, we're going to start out with our PNGs and SVGs. So instead of, I've just selected, I think I'm going to do, all I need is a little bit of caffeine and a lot of crafting, and y'all, I don't know if you can relate, but this is my life in a cut file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, once again, this arrow pointing down. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hit this download button to download it onto our computer, just the same as our Mac did. It pulls up down here in the bottom left-hand corner. We're going to open that up, and it does look a little bit different. We're going to go to Downloads. You can see it's still zipped. I'm going to right-click that, and I'm going to select Extract All, okay? So now it's going to show up, show the extracted files when complete, so we're going to extract that. Here they are extracted. Now I'm going to pull up Cricut Design Space, same as the other one, go to Upload, Upload Image, and with PCs, I really like the drag and drop feature. You're just going to click this, drag it over here, and it will upload your files into Cricut Design Space. From there, you're just going to click Upload, just like you would anything else, and there it is, and that is the SVG version of that file. So now let's talk about fonts. How you download fonts onto a Windows computer. Same thing as with the Mac and every other download, we're going to click this arrow pointing down icon. We're going to download it. We're going to open it up. Then we're going to double click it. It will then open up here and give you the option to install it. So we're going to click Install. And this is going to install it on the character map. So this is, you can find your fonts on your PC or on your Windows computer in the character map. So if we go here, you can see we have searched character map before. You can open that up, and it's going to show you all of the downloaded fonts you have on your computer. Same as before, to upload it onto Cricut Design Space, what you're going to do, we're going to go back to our canvas. We are going to make sure that this one is not downloaded so that you know exactly how to do this. So we downloaded the font name Affection in our system. It's not there. Same thing, if you're working with something, make sure to save it. You're going to come up here to View. You're going to reload Cricut Design Space. It will reload the whole thing. If you did not save what you were working on, it's not going to be there anymore. We're going to grab this text box again, pull it down, go to System Fonts, type in Affection, and there we go. It is downloaded into Design Space. Honestly, it's really not that hard. I can see how people can get confused trying to download files, especially if you're not as tech savvy as others, but I really hope that this has simplified things for you and makes you feel more confident in downloading those files and using them in Design Space. If you are interested in being a part of our crafting community, make sure you check us out at the link down below, makersgonnalearn.com. We would love to have you. We offer thousands of cut files, hundreds of fonts, and we bring you at least 1,000 new cut files a month. I hope you have enjoyed this short and quick tutorial, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Today we're going over a topic all about stickers with our Cricut.
Yes.
I am so excited for you to dive into this because there's a lot of people here that are newbies that just got their Cricut and they're like, I don't know how I found you, but please help me.
Listen, shout out.
So yay, okay. Are you
we
ready to
make
craft?
stickers?
Woohoo, let's make some
let's
stickers. I love
Yay.
it, love it, love it, love it. Awesome.
Okay, so here on the table today, we have some of our really, really pretty new floral MGL logos here, and we're going to teach you guys how to not only make these stickers, but make stickers in bulk. And you know, I think I've decided just last minute, I'm gonna throw in a little bit of a little extra flair training, and I think I'm gonna show you guys how to take SVGs as well.
Oh snap.
And turn them into stickers.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
if we're gonna talk about stickers, we might as well talk about all of it. One thing that I do want to talk about, let's go ahead and go overhead. And I want to talk to you guys about the different types of sticker paper that we use here in our office. Now, these are our tried and true. And I'm not saying that this is the end all be all. This is the only thing that you all can use.
It's our end all be all.
It's our end all be all, correct. This is what we love. Y'all, the Zakoto brand, however you want to say this, that I say it, Zakoto, this to me is the best. This is pretty much the only thing that I use. We have started using the HTV Ront, which I have ended up liking a lot.
But I will say, Lauren, let's just have this conversation.
Okay.
HTV Ront is great for personal stickers. If I'm giving something and if I want the best quality look to be like, I would sell this at a boutique, I still want the one to your right.
I'm still going to go for Zakoto. Let's go ahead and open it up and I'll show you guys. So, and a lot of people will ask us, what's the difference in printable sticker paper and printable vinyl?
Ooh, great question.
That is a very, very good question.
Great question.
Really?
It's thicknesses and it's core. You know, if we're talking about sticker paper, you know, it's going to be papery. Like water would affect it.
But this is water resistant.
Yeah, and that's more, I would consider this more, it's printable vinyl. And it does say vinyl on it. So vinyl is what I would go for when we're talking about durability.
But I mean, when you think of sticker paper, it's like the paper stickers.
Yes.
So I guess I was saying this wrong.
That's okay.
I guess this technically is printable vinyl
in
a way.
Right. And
this is the matte of the Zakoto. It's probably my favorite.
Yes.
It is my go-to, is this, take a screenshot. Let's take a screenshot if you are wanting to make stickers.
Yes, grab it.
Take a screenshot of this. Everybody got that?
I love it.
Okay, now take a screenshot of this one. Give you a second to take a screenshot. There we go.
This is one of my favorite things when y'all are screenshotting. I know. So these are both very, very water resistant. How many of these do you have on your emotional support water bottle? Oh my, I mean, 20.
Exactly.
And
they're all in, I mean, when I say emotional support water bottle, Tanner carries this thing around all the time. How many years have you had those stickers on there?
Oh, 2. I mean, me and Blake made them before he went off to college, and he's a junior now.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
They've been on there since 2020.
And they're still great.
We love them.
So we get the Zakoto sticker paper off of Amazon. There is a link down below that it takes you straight to that sticker paper. We love it. Another one that we have, but I don't necessarily use a ton, honestly. I'm just, listen, 100% transparency here, guys.
Sure.
Is the StarCraft. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that it's got a different feel to it.
Yes.
It has, I don't know. It's just a different feel to it.
Right.
So that's going to be a personal, I'm not saying, and the thing is, what I want you guys to understand, try out the Zakoto. Like I said, this is our end all be all. This is our favorite. But try out different types to see which one that you like the best. That's the way, that is my suggestion to you guys to find out what you like. But I'm going to tell you, once you use the Zakoto, I don't think you're going to want to try anything else. Just my personal preference. Okay?
So let's go ahead. I'm going to cancel this cut real quick. Does anybody have anything specific you are wanting to learn about when it comes to making papers? Drop me those questions.
Lauren, I got a question.
Okay.
Before we even dive in, we need to have a chat about printers. What to look
for
in a printer.
What to look for in a printer when it comes to print and cut. You know why I didn't think about this? Why I didn't think about talking about printers?
It's okay.
Because, once again, my mom had the exact same question.
Yeah.
She said, and I don't know if there's anybody here that has this question. She was like, I told her, oh, you can make stickers with your Cricut. No problem. She said, wait, I can print on my Cricut?
Mm-hmm. There's a lot your Cricut can do in partnership with a printer.
But it's not print. You can't print on your Cricut. So you do have to have an inkjet printer when you are making print then cut images.
Yes.
Now, you can use a laser, but know that it's going to be black and white. We do use laser for stickers for certain things. If you're foiling stuff, you can use a laser printer, but for full color stickers, you're going to need an inkjet printer. We really, really love all of the Canon printers when it comes to like inkjet printers that give us like the best quality image. You all know we love our Epsons for sublimation, but Canon is really the one we go to for like printing pictures and printing stickers and things like that. So those are, we have a Canon 9500, I think.
I believe so.
That we use out here that we really, really love. You can find an inkjet printer for a pretty good cost. Just look at the specs. You're going to want one that does print a higher quality image if you want higher quality stickers.
Yes. Now, the one that we have in our office that we use the most right now, I am going to tell y'all, it is the Canon, I'll just link it too, I'll add this in. It's the Canon 8620 all-in-one.
Okay.
And it is a really good printer. I'll see if I can find it in white because it's a great investment in their craft printer. And I'm sorry, it's the 9521 and it's white. It's 34% off today. I can't tell you the price because it can change.
Right.
So it's the Canon craft printer. I'll link it right here for you. This is our go-to.
Once again, decals for vehicles, they do have, now, this is one thing that I will say. This is the StarCraft Matte UV laminate for your inkjet printable vinyl.
Yes.
So this is something that you put over top of your stickers that you would print. So what you could do, because this is the clear, correct?
Yes.
So what you could do is take your Zykoto paper. I would probably use a matte if I was doing it for decals on a vehicle, and cut this, and then take the same image, like the cut image, and then cut this out and place it over top of your sticker because this is a UV protectant.
Yes. Now, I've had some people, before we dive into the actual function of making stickers, I like to have these conversations. So someone said, wait, why can I not use my laser printer to make beautiful stickers? I've done it before. I actually tested this, Lauren.
Okay.
So Cricut says you have to use an inkjet printer. And the reason why is that there's a scanner on the Cricut that scans around the print and it knows exactly where to actually cut. It's really great technology, but it says it can't scan laser ink. That's why it needs to be an inkjet.
Yeah.
So that's why we recommend inkjet. But if you only have a laser and you test it and it works.
It says it can't scan laser ink?
Because it's not ink.
I've cut it with laser ink before.
So have I. So have I. So I just wanted to have that honest, open convo. And you can take it with a grain of salt and do as you wish.
I have used laser ink to cut
yes.
Because we did that with the gold foil stickers.
I know. That's what, exactly. And it worked.
Interesting.
Anyway.
Interesting. I did not know that they said that. Okay. So there was another couple questions. What size sticker sells best? I think that's just going to be a personal preference. I don't really know that one size I would say
there's room for all.
size-wise, there is room for all. I have some stickers that are like a 3x3. I think I have what would Dolly do might be closer to like a 4x4.
Yeah.
But then I also have stickers that are like a 1.5 by something, like they're smaller. So if you have one image or you create an image, I would make it in multiple sizes. That way, and what you can do to maximize, and this was another question that I saw, and I will show you guys how to maximize your print and cut area. You can have one large sticker on the sheet and then have like 5 or 6 different smaller ones around it. That way you take up the whole sheet and you use every part of it and you're not wasting.
Yes.
Okay? So let's go ahead. One thing that I do want to show you guys is if we're gonna come over here to the Maker's Gonna Learn website, what I really want to show you, one of the things that I'm very impressed about, so I don't know if you all, let's go back to one and let me talk about the differences in PNG and SVG, because I feel like we're gonna have a lot of questions about that before I jump into it. So we have 2 different types of files on our website that you can use with your Cricut. And I'm sure you all are going to ask, well, what's the difference? So we have PNG, which is Portable Network Graphic, and we have SVG, which is a Scalable Vector Graphic, okay? Portable Network Graphic, Scalable Vector Graphic, PNG, SVG. One good thing that I do personally to remember to kind of keep them separated is with PNG, I just automatically think of well, that's set up for print and cut.
Right.
PNG, print and cut. One big difference though is if it is a PNG file, it is created with just a certain amount of pixels. So if you guys know what pixels are, they're like the little tiny squares that are different colors that when you put them all together, it makes one image.
Love it.
Okay? So that is when you scale that up, those pixels don't change. All they do is they get bigger. So the bigger the image gets, the more pixelated it is because the pixels are larger and you can see those edges. Like you can see those rough edges on the pixels. Does that make sense to everyone?
And one way I like to look at it is the SVG. I could literally take that SVG, anyone from our website, and I could scale it so large, it's on a billboard, and we look flawless.
That's what I was getting at next. So with scalable, you just got excited. Listen, I do the same thing. I do the same thing. So with SVGs, Scalable Vector Graphics, Carol says, I tell myself S stands for scissors, P stands for print. That's a really good way to keep them separated because the SVGs are what you have to use to cut, so scissors. But the other thing with the Scalable Vector Graphic is that you can, like Kenner said, you can scale it as large as you want. And y'all, it's not going to lose the quality. It's going to be the exact same super crisp image. So it's scalable to whatever size you want and it's still beautiful.
Yes.
Okay? So those are the 2 separate files that we have on our Maker's Gonna Learn website. Now, one thing that you're gonna run into, if it says print and cut on it, there's probably not gonna be an SVG file because it's gonna have a lot of detail, a lot of colors, and it's very hard to make those layers because with an SVG file, you have layers. So if you have a red layer, then you're going to have a black layer and you might have a white layer. So you're going to have 3 colors with 3 layers on the SVG. With print and cut, you can have 15 colors.
But it's flat.
And it's flat.
It's printing away. And then we're going to cut.
Now that we've kind of talked about the difference in PNG, SVG, knowing that if it says print and cut, it's going to only have the PNG version on our website, let's go ahead and hop over to our website so that I can show you guys. And I'm actually going to come down here. If you can, we're here at the cut file section, so I've already gone to the cut files. I want to go to the categories and I want to scroll all the way down here to our print and cut section. Y'all, our print and cut section is huge. Well, it's only showing like 4. Let's go to view all. What is it doing? Oh, because I have box here.
Yes, that was me.
Let's not do that. So we're print and cut, search, view all. It's probably going to take us a couple minutes. Do you have to calibrate Cricut for only print and cut? Francis asked us that question. And no, there's actually more calibration than just print and cut, but we can walk you through a print and cut calibration if that is something that you all want here in a few minutes.
Woohoo.
Y'all, our print and cut section is so large that it's going to take us a few minutes.
It's going to be huge, yeah.
It's going to take us a few minutes. So let's go ahead and while that is, you know, since we're, no, never mind. Never mind. I was going to say, since we're talking about calibration, I can go ahead and show you how to calibrate while that's loading, but I don't want to confuse you. We are just talking about files right now.
So this is one of our new features, is this view all area, and I specifically asked for it. Now, the print and cut area for view all is, I think, my personal favorite because it showcases like the value of the membership so thoroughly. But as you can see, it does take a moment to load all of the cut files, which, you know, you could do this if you want it to load faster, do it in batches of 100. You could even show them the sort by area. I think it won't mess up anything.
Sort by most popular, newest, alphabetical.
What's our other option for view over here?
View is 30, 90, and all. We can go to 30.
Or 90 would work good because that will load really fast.
Let's search for 30.
And then you could just go through page by page or whatever you would like. So it's super fun. You might just want to refresh the whole page. I don't know. Sometimes, you know, the view all, it's like, what in the world?
Okay, so someone asked, said that they're still having issues extracting zip files. We'll go over that very briefly today, how you can extract zip files, how you are going to download them. Now, we are using what we call a mini Mac, so it's kind of like a love child of a Windows and a Mac computer. It's not fully Mac, but it's not fully Windows. It actually leans more toward the Mac side of things, but Windows and Mac still are very similar. I know we have an HP desktop or laptop here in our office. You do have to extract some of the files, like you have to right click and click extract, and then it will extract a little bit differently. We will be doing a video on that coming up very soon, but we'll talk a little bit about it today. So here we are on our blank canvas. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go over to your upload section. We are actually going to be using the floral MGL file today. But y'all, let's just go to view all and we'll pick some of the ones that we've already downloaded. So I know we're gonna do this one. So we're gonna add that one to Canvas. Let's go on down. Is this one an SVG, I wonder? It looks like it might be. We're gonna add that one to Canvas too. I like that one. This one is a good one to customize. Add it to Canvas. I know it's an SVG. These are some beautiful print and cut. This one is a very good example. We're gonna add that one to Canvas. Awesome. Okay, so we have 4.
Love it.
On our canvas. So we're gonna go back to our canvas, add to canvas. Here we go. Awesome sauce. So this one right here, let me go ahead and I'm gonna hide these and we're gonna do these one by one so that we can go through. This one right here is already a PNG that you download from our website, and y'all, you size that up and down, you size it to what you want it, and it is good to go. There's nothing else you have to do this, okay? So when you are working with like this file specifically, all you're gonna have to do is size it, because you can see, if you look at the edges, you can see that it's just going to cut around the edge of that sticker, and that's it. Some of those, that's all you have to do. Nikita asked, can you use a sublimation printer for stickers? No, sublimation is specifically for like taking sublimation ink and transferring it over to different materials like t-shirts, anything like that has a polymer coating on it, cups, things like that. I don't think you could sublimate on sticker paper. I don't think it would, the heat would really mess up the actual, like the stickers. So you do have to have inkjet for stickers, unfortunately. So back over in Design Space, all you have to do is size this one. Now let's talk about this file, which is a PNG already. Okay?
Love it.
So for those that are new, looking at this file, you're gonna, I think, oh, that's so beautiful, so many colors. I don't have all that vinyl. I'm gonna make stickers out of this. All I have to do is size it and I'm good to go.
I love it.
You would think that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me show you what you definitely need to make sure you look at before you do that. Because if you were just to size this image, which it is a PNG, so, oh, Caesar has sublimation sticker sheets. Did you know that?
I think so.
Oh, well then I guess you can.
Oh, sublimation sticker sheets.
So you could sublimate on the sticker sheets and then...
The ink can't run. Lauren, that's a new video dropped in our lap. Boom.
Rebecca.
Thank you, Rebecca.
You just changed the game for me. Listen, we're learning just as much as you are.
I love it.
We learn every day. So I love it. I love when you share your stuff that you have. There are things, our minds go every which way. So that's it. Okay. So for those that are new, you could see this and think, oh, I'm just going to size this. It's going to print beautifully. And you know, sometimes it will. But what I want to show you guys, I'm going to bring in a shape. And I'm going to size this up. And I'm going to move it to the back. Okay? Oh, I didn't mean to put it in there. Let's just move it up here. And then let's just go to arrange and send to back. Are y'all seeing this?
Look at this.
Do you see where it's white here? But when I take this, it goes gray. And then it goes white. Everywhere that it goes from white to gray, showing you that this square is behind it, that's where the Cricut is going to cut. So the Cricut is going to cut out all of these little places inside this flower. The Cricut's going to cut out in between the flower. The Cricut's going to cut out all these little teeny tiny pieces. And what's going to happen is this sticker is going to lose its integrity. It's going to completely, there's a good chance that the fine point blade is going to rip all of those little pieces and it's not going to cut as smooth as you want it. Okay?
But Lauren, there's a feature that it's your favorite.
There is a feature that is my favorite that I'm going to tell you guys about. And what that is, I'm just going to size this down and we might keep this over here real quick. What you're going to do if you already have a PNG and you want it to cut around the outside of the sticker, what you're going to do is you're going to come up here to offset, which is one of my favorite tools to use. You're going to size the offset how you want it. So really and truly, I would probably go with a 0.2 or maybe even a 0.15 because I don't want that large of an area around the sticker. You can even go lower than that. Let's try 0.1. Okay? So that's going to cut super close to that. And you are going to click apply.
And let me tell y'all, I love when it gives me a different color as the offset because it just changed the whole style, vibe, everything.
And really from there, because what you can do now, you can come up here to your colors and you can, y'all look at this. You can make it whatever color you want and really change the whole design of the sticker. Like you can make it black and make it pop. You can change it to a brown and keep it like more of the retro style. You can even leave it white if you like the white. Let me go ahead and change our canvas color real quick so you all can see kind of more of what I'm talking about. So here is like the white version of it. Click our offset result. You can change it to brown. You can even come here to the advanced options and you can really make it a custom color. Whatever you want, you can type in your hex code. I love a good hex code. All I have to do is type it in. I don't have to manually find anything.
Right.
So you can play around with it really however you want. Okay, so I like this brown. I think I'm just gonna leave it like this brown color. So now what you would do, because if you look at your layers panel, the offset result and the mama with flowers right here, they are still separate. So if I come over here and I move this, y'all, they're not together. So if that happens and you move them on accident, here's a little trick for our newbies. Select them both, make sure they're both selected over here, come to a line and center them.
Lauren, we gotta slow you down because you are literally shaking people up right now.
What?
Let's go back to how you were customizing that background.
Okay.
So we just need to go back. We're gonna pause and we're gonna go back to, because you were blowing some people's minds.
Okay, so do we want to go back to the offset or no?
Did you already attach it?
No, I've not.
So let's just go back to how you customized that background color.
Okay.
Because everyone's commenting, what are hex codes?
Okay.
So if you are here and you want to know how to get the perfect color, a hex code is a 6-symbol code made up of 3 2-symbol elements. Pretty much in layman's terms, you take the color with a dropper and then it gives you a number.
Let's go here. So if you will just Google hex codes, this is well, not hex with a 4. This is my little secret when it comes to coming up with color palettes, is using the hex codes. And you can actually do hex codes color palettes.
Oh, okay.
And it will pop up different color palettes.
Look at that.
So if you go to like Google Images, let's see if this will pull it up.
That's awesome.
Like here is a color palette.
I love that.
And it gives you all the hex codes at the bottom. Here's another color palette if you want salmon. There's so many different options for you for hex code color palettes. This is how I do it right here.
So fun.
Look at all of these color palettes you can go with. And this is a really good design element if you are wanting to sell your stuff. Having all of this in your back pocket, just Google it.
I love that.
Just Google hex code color palettes. Yes, Ava, this video will replay. You can replay this. And there is actually a tool. I'm pretty sure you can use it. I think it might be on Windows. I don't know if it's on Mac because I'm pretty sure I used it on a Windows computer before. A tool on your computer where you can do a color picker on anything on your screen. So you can come in here and specifically get this cream color. But yes, this is where
it's a game changer.
It's game changer. So if you have your offset results selected and you come up here to your colors and you go to advanced, this right here is where you type in your hex code.
Love
so
it.
Black is going to be all zeros.
Wow.
And then you would, I mean, really you can play around with it. H5, 7, I don't know if it gives you one or not.
I'm sure it would.
No, it doesn't.
6, just 6 numbers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, but anyway.
So can you pick, so like if you wanted to change it and make it the same color as like the mama, you know, the mama text, you could just select it from the colors already on the palette above, right? Or could you?
No, because see, I've hidden, this has all the layers. So that's where those colors are coming from.
Cool.
So for the Cricut actual design function, there is not like a color picker for a PNG that's already created.
Right.
That's the only downfall with Cricut is there's not a color picker for what's already created.
Sure.
You can try your best to get it as close as possible. So if you wanted to go with the cream, a lot of times what I do is I will go with either yellow or orange, depending on what undertone this has. So to me, this has more of a yellow undertone. So I'll go to like the yellow and then go to advanced and come down here to like more of the white, like cream, and try to get it that way. So I feel like that got pretty close to it.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
So just look at your undertones of the colors and do the best you can. That might even have more of a brown undertone with orange. So we come over here to this and no, I think it's got more yellow. I think I was right the first time. But anyway,
so cool.
That's how you would customize your colors.
This is just a fun thing to keep in your back pocket. And let me tell you, you're going to come back to this. You're going to be like, that one time Lauren was teaching about print and cut stickers, I can learn about hex codes. Come back to it. So you just pencil us in.
Another thing that I do want to show you guys while we are here, and I might can do it, I might can do it with the Hello Sunshine. We'll do it there. So now that you've got your offset fixed, what you have to do is select them both for it to become a truly customizable stickers. Select them both, flatten them together, and then you're going to size it down.
Do not forget to flatten. Will you zoom in and now bring that background square just so
Yes.
everyone can see the difference now that that background's here?
So
it will change the view.
let me zoom back out and I'll just size it up. So let's size this back up. Now when I have this background square, I pull it over this way. Let's make it larger. And y'all, there is no gray. So that means that the Cricut is going to just cut the outside of all of this sticker.
Wow.
Okay? Does that make
That is awesome.
And April made a good point. She said she's asked, can you drag your PNG into Canva to check the colors of it? Absolutely.
Yes.
Because Canva has the color picker and you can do that. If you use Canva, we like to use Canva a lot for crafting. You can pull in your PNGs into Canva. There are so many different apps that you could use to find the color of a specific image and color match that way. But I do know that Canva does give you the hex code of certain colors.
Now, Lauren, Sherry brought up a great question.
Okay.
She said, do you attach before flatten?
Do you? I do not.
So you don't have, so when you flatten, it does the attach, it is already a God-given assumption
That you're
attaching.
Yes.
So in your mind, you're doing the process right, but here's what I want you to think about. So everyone's that may also think like this, because I would too. Flatten does two huge things. It is going to attach any of the layers as what you see is what you'll get, which is so good. And number two, it turns all those colors into a printable image. So that is going to become a print and cut. So flatten does both of it for you. So there's no need to group attach because you're going to flatten and it's going to become one beautiful layer anyway. So just flatten. Make it look make sure it looks good, feels good, colors right, then flatten.
Yep.
Flatten should be one of the last steps you take when making a sticker.
Now I'm going to really blow your mind. I'm about to really blow your mind, y'all. So now what I'm going to do, since we're talking about flatten, this is an SVG.
Love it.
Do you see all these layers here? Does everybody understand that this is an SVG? So technically, I can cut this out of vinyl right now. But let's say I don't have all of these color vinyl. I don't have this color vinyl, but I still want to make this beautiful sticker.
Yes.
Okay? What can you do?
I don't know.
What do you do, Tanner?
I don't know.
I don't know. So, let's say you're like, I like these colors, but that's not really my style. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna come in here and you're gonna select these different layers. So we'll start on the outside. You know what? Let's say we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6.
Oh.
What we're gonna do?
I was gonna ask you to do this.
We're gonna go to Google Chrome. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna play around.
Let's leave that black one. Let's let the black layer that's on the SVG stay there.
Okay.
And you just pick one of these that you love and keep the black.
So we're gonna pick one of these hex code color palettes that we love.
We are going to turn an SVG into our very own.
Yes. We're going to turn it into our very own. Did
Okay,
you say one
now I'm
you
officially in Inner Circle and Community. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yay!
Woohoo! Lauren is a fantastic teacher. Woohoo!
You know, I've not seen one that like stands out. I kind of like this one for some reason. It's speaking to me, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's keep looking because y'all,
there's so many.
So many.
That's awesome.
There's so many. What do you see, Tanner? One that stands out.
Oh my gosh, I kind of like this. Where your cursor is. Any from that row just screams nursery for me.
Right here.
Any one of those four. Which one are you feeling?
Something about this green and purple right here. I'm really liking.
And I think with the sticker, I think that would be great.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So here, clicked on this. Here are all of our hex codes.
This is like we could do a whole. This is like a whole mini training training.
I'm pretty sure our live today with making stickers has completely changed. Which
Laura says
I didn't come in here expecting to teach this training.
Okay, so Laura says, can you legally change an SVG, honey? Here at Maker's Gonna Learn, let me tell you, we brag and we praise
Yes.
when you take an SVG
And you make it your own.
and you make it something that no one else has. So please use it as a tool to get you to something custom that no one else has, because y'all know you can't beat that feeling.
Nope. So what we're going to do, I'm going to make this a little smaller so I can still see this, or I can come back and forth. Actually, let's drag. We'll come here. This is fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this one, our top. Actually, we're going to come over here and select this layer. Come back over here and we'll do it with the, I think I want to move, do we want to move dark to light or light to dark? Let's move light to dark. So we're going to do the first one. So we're going to use this FFE, DBA, and we're going to come over here. We're going to come to our colors. We're going to go to advanced, and then we're just going to type that in. So it's going to be FFE, DBA. Y'all, there it is.
Look
it right
at
in.
that.
Now we're going to come to this layer. We're going to come back over here. We're going to go CEBB.
Lauren, copy
86.
and paste this. There's no room for failure here.
But when I go to click on it, it gives me, it takes me to that color.
Lauren, I'm
What?
coming over here. So go
Look
back
right
to
here.
go back to where you were. Go back to where you were.
Okay. Go back. Go back to where
So
you were.
this is crazy. So
Okay.
without even clicking, you can still highlight and then command C, and now paste that in.
Okay.
I'm
See,
taking over
Tanner's
this.
teaching me stuff too.
Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Did it work?
Yep. Except for it gave me two.
Just don't highlight that the next time. Ooh,
There we
look
go.
at our color. Look
I
at
still
that.
want to change this. We'll change it to something here in a minute.
Yeah, you can pick something because you'll have all these colors.
So
to go
now
off
we
as
want to go
inspo.
to the pink layer. We're going to come back over here to Google Chrome. We're going to highlight this, Command C it, come back to our colors, and Command V it. Boom. Then we're going to pick our orange layer. We're going to come over here to Google. We're going to drag and Command C, or copy and paste, right click, whatever, advanced, paste.
Someone said, hold on, I have to read this. She said, I watch some other groups, but I must admit, this is my favorite group. Makers Gonna Learn is the best I've seen. Michelle, I like to say that Makers Gonna Learn, you can't really compare us. I know Cricut is like a very similar machine. We're just uncomparable. Very intentionally, the support, the training, the curriculum, the family here, unmatched. Like there are people that train and equip, and I love them, and they're colleagues of mine. But to say that, like, to go all in, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And we love doing it. So literally we all love just showing up and serving you guys. So thanks
See,
for being
I
here.
even changed that cream color to this, and then
Because you had the starting point.
because I had the starting point.
Of the hex colors.
Yes.
So you can even go more customized for your project,
Yeah.
which is so good. I love
So
it.
now what I can do is I can come back over here. I'm actually going to grab, what I want to do is I want to grab this guy. I'm going to grab this cream color because I still like this cream color, and I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to come back over here to Design Space. And what you're going to do, because once again, this is, if I were to change this, if I were to flatten this, it's all going to flatten, and the Cricut's still going to cut in between all of these different lines, okay? So I'm going to select all of them.
I love this.
I'm going to create an offset, okay? So y'all know I don't like a thick offset, so we're going to come down to 0.15. Try that. Do not fret.
This will be good training too.
Do not fret. We're going to apply that.
Looks totally different now.
Looks
and I
totally
love
different.
it. I love
Looks
it.
totally different. Come back up here. I'm going to pull in my cream. I still don't know that I love it. I like that better. There we go.
I'm telling you, nursery vibes. I don't know
Nursery
why I
vibes.
love
Okay.
it.
Now, once again, because you can still see all of this gray back there, the Cricut will cut that. What you're going to do, you're going to click your offset. You're going to come down here to contour, and you're going to hide all contours. Do we need to do that again?
I mean,
Do we need to do that again?
so let's go over this. You did not attach anything yet.
I've not attached anything.
You have not flattened anything
I have
yet.
not flattened anything.
You went and selected that background, which you already had selected because you changed the color.
So I like to work, for those that are new to Cricutting, I like to work from my layers panel, okay? So I'm clicking the offset result that I just created, okay? Clicking the offset result that I just created. It is a basic cut. Now, if you're already working with a PNG and this happens, you are gonna have to change it to a basic cut function. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna come down here to contour, you're gonna hide all contours.
Whoa.
And then it just gives you the outline.
I didn't have to click on each one of those.
You did not have to click on each one. Now, while the offset result is still selected, I'm going to click Command, select all of those layers, wait for it, flatten. You've got a beautiful...
You've just made a brand new sticker
from an SVG.
That's customized.
Customized sticker from an SVG.
Let's come up with 3 ways that you could use this real life. Number 1, I want to talk about party themes.
Yes.
How many SVGs can you now customize to your party theme, whether it's using fonts, whether it's using, you know, all sorts of images.
Yes.
That's huge. Number 2, I think like doing any type of shirts that you want to have a certain color palette, whether even if you don't know your color palette yet, use websites like you just search hex.
I just searched hex code color palettes. There are so many different websites that will come up.
If you are building your brand guide, if you're in Design Make Sell, if you're joining Inner Circle today, pull out some of those workbooks, Lauren, because we want to show them the curriculum that they're getting when they go annual. We're mailing you one big workbook. And in here, we teach all about designing. We teach all about rocking your business and things like that. So it is super important for us to be able to help you do these things. And hex codes can give you a lot of inspiration when you're setting up your very own business. So we're super, super excited for that. You all will love it. If you just join monthly today, you get access to all the curriculum, but you don't get the mailed planner or the workbook. So we would just love to help you all if you want to sell. And I think hex codes will help you create that brand guide like we talked about there.
Yes.
So woohoo!
So Susie had a really good question that I want to address.
Hey, Susie.
She asked, why did it not fill in those 2 little areas on the bottom? That is a really, really good question, and let me answer that for you. So we're gonna unflatten this. The reason that it did not, and I'm just going to select my offset result. As you can see, because I flattened it, the operation up here changed to print and cut. So I'm gonna change it back to basic cut. It will change the color. We're just gonna come in here. We'll have to go back to advanced and Command V that color and change it back over here. So the reason that it did not fill that in is because they were not attached. So let's just go ahead and delete that offset result completely. Let's select them both. We're gonna go back to offset, and I had it at 0.15. So if you go up on your offset to like 0.25, let that fill that in, you can see it's these 2 parts are still not touching. So what you have to do is, if you want those 2 parts touching, you have to keep going up, and you can use the sliding scale. I'm just the type of girly that likes I just like punching in my numbers so I can be precise. I'm a very precise person when it comes to that. So you can change the offset and move it up if you don't like the look of it cutting up in the rainbow to a larger offset. Now it will cut a lot larger on the outside of that as well, but that's going to be a completely personal decision from that point.
Yes. Now, someone said, can we use SVGs for sublimation? Yes, you can do what Lauren taught and use hex codes, flatten it, and do. Someone called people out. A colleague of mine who I love, trust, adore very much said that it was unprofessional. I read Lauren the post and I almost made a video responding to her, and then Lauren talked me off the ledge. But it just wasn't Christian-like for me to do. No. But It is not unprofessional for you to use software that you are comfortable with, and if it fits within the parameter of print and cut, to print it out on sublimation paper with your sublimation printer from Design Space.
Yeah.
So this right here could go on a onesie for a baby girl, or whoever, on a onesie period.
Yeah.
If you wanted to. So yes, you can use SVGs, you can customize them for sublimation. Thank you for being here.
And really and truly, I actually just used Cricut Design Space for sublimation for a Christmas outfit, for a Christmas shirt that I made for someone the other day, because it's just natural for me. Like, I know how to use Canva, and I use Canva all the time.
You
it was
used
just
it for
natural.
years.
It was just natural for me to open up Cricut and be like, oh, this is going to be a very small design. I'm just going to do it in Cricut. It was super easy, you know?
Now, so what Tammy brings up a question. I really like this. I'm just curious, if we change an SVG to something new, is it still a Maker's Gonna Learn design? Tammy, honey, yes, it is. Because the artist that designed this, that developed it, you're still using their hand lettering, their drawing, and our property that we purchase, in partnership with our artist. So you changing a color doesn't change it from being a Maker's Gonna Learn design. So as long as you're, you have to manipulate a design like 20% or so to create a new piece of art. So, and that would not just be by color and things like that. So that's a great question.
Okay.
But, yay.
So now let me go ahead and fix this. I'll put the offset back on. 1.5, we'll apply that. What did I do? I changed the color because I want to show you guys how you can really manipulate your print and cut area that you're working with. Back to this offset, we got to change it back to a basic cut. That's the only thing, y'all, is it can get pretty like back and forth with this.
Sure.
Contour, we've already talked about this, so I'm not doing anything new that we haven't talked about. Selecting them both, flattening them together. So let's say I wanted to, this was a larger sticker, so I wanted this, and then we had these two stickers as well. So I'm gonna delete this out, and we're gonna go to, and let's make this one a little smaller. That way we have like a smaller one, medium, and a larger one. We're gonna go to Make It, okay? Once we go to Make It, you can see we still have a lot of area on this that we want to fill up. So one of the hacks that I like to do is you can duplicate however many you want on your canvas if you want to, or if I want to make 4 of all of these stickers. What you can go is go to Project Copies, hit 4, apply that, boom. It did it for you.
Whoa.
It did it for you.
Lauren, I'm trying to top comments, and then I see like you're making a bunch of stickers like really quickly.
This is the fastest way that I have found. Me personally, I like making stickers in bulk.
Carol has counted 17 hacks, and once she hit 17, she stopped counting.
Oh,
Carol, you're
sorry.
awesome. Too much. We should start charging for these.
I know. So let's just go on up to 5. Let's apply 5 because I really want to show you guys how you can manipulate these files. So let's say we want to, what you can do with Design Space, don't let Design Space fool y'all, okay? Because this showed up here and you still had, look at this area over here that I could have moved this sticker, and you can zoom in. So we're gonna zoom in and we're gonna take full advantage of all of this area.
Stop it, Lauren.
So this one you can't really move over there, but we're gonna move this one here. We're gonna move that there.
Y'all, I just want to let you know, Lauren practices literally everything she preaches here because you will see her spend extra amounts of time
moving
at
stuff
work
around
to just make sure that she stewards, like it is so nice to see how Lauren stewards our Maker's Gonna Learn supplies and just everything, because she wants to get the most out of it. And I love that she teaches this to you all because, if you know me, I usually don't, and that's how I live my life too. Like, it's not just on the show, like I just don't do that. And I love being able to, that's why Makers and Learn is not just Tanner. It's not the Tanner show. That's why I love it. And it's so fun. Because look at all this. How did you just make this room?
Now we have all this room here that I can put other ones. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come down here to this mat. I'm gonna zoom out
Oh
and
my gosh.
we're gonna move.
You could
we're
get
gonna
another
see
mama.
how many.
You could get another mama.
Oh, I know, but I'm gonna see if I can get another mama and another Maker's
No,
to Learn.
you
Yeah, I'm going
cannot.
to. I'm gonna try it.
Lauren.
We're gonna move this one to number 1.
There is no way.
We'll come back and move it in a minute because now I'm gonna come over here and hit those 3 little dots, and I'm gonna move it again. And I'm
Wow.
gonna move this one over here. And it may not fit, but by golly, it may fit. Oh, it's gonna fit.
Michelle says, for someone new, would you
Look at
recommend
that.
starting with print and cut? Yes, Michelle, I highly.
I could have fit another Maker's Gonna Learn on there, right there.
You could totally put another Maker's Learn on there, Lauren.
But that would mean that I would have to
Yeah.
duplicate it
Well,
again
no,
for
it's fine.
number 6.
I think everyone's got their value.
But listen, did y'all just see how much room? Now, I don't know that I can take this rainbow and move it to the second sheet. It still might be a little big. Honestly, these stickers were pretty big, but you can. Oh, wait, can I?
No.
Can I? I don't know.
No.
We can try. A girl can dream. A girl can dream.
This is so funny.
I can't do it. I can't fit 3. I was trying to
Darn.
move them and manipulate them.
Lindsay says, Lauren has dropped the mic several times today.
I mean, I'm trying.
Lauren must
trying.
eat, sleep, drink her craft. She is at the top of her game. Listen, y'all.
trying. I'm trying.
Lauren helped me. So fun little story. Lauren helped me do a webinar training over like 2 weekends before Christmas, and I literally told Lauren, I said, Lauren, you have to take the 2 days after Christmas off because I feel so bad you've worked so much. Lauren and I have been through a lot this month.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's all good.
2 days and now she's back better than ever.
Back and better than ever.
I need to go take 2 days off and come back.
I know. So I'm going to, what I'm gonna do, actually, I'm gonna have you run out there, put that in the printer for me, grab me another sheet of paper.
You want a paper?
I'm gonna print this, and then I want you put that one in there first, and then put another sheet of paper behind it because I'm gonna print a calibration sheet.
Okay.
Because while we're on it, y'all, we're just gonna talk about calibration. We might as well, because if you're gonna talk about stickers and cutting stickers on your Cricut, you're gonna have to need to learn how to calibrate your machine. We're gonna print this. I personally am going, so this is gonna be, adding bleed is once again a personal preference. You can add bleed, you don't have to add bleed.
With your offset being a special color, I would totally add bleed.
Yeah, but one thing you are gonna have to do, you're gonna have to use System Dialog. I do not want you all to print if you're not using System Dialog.
If you're a newbie, you just need to come back to us. I know we've taught a lot, but this right here is where it gets good. Okay, so come back to us.
So we are going to be using the Epson TS9500. I don't know why it's gray.
It might have been because we were on a black and white printer before.
We're gonna
Hold
go
on.
to color. Haha, got it. Best quality. Always do best quality. And then I do feed from rear tray. It just tends to do better when we feed it from the rear tray, okay? And we are just printing the first page. So we're gonna print that bad boy. And then we are going to leave it there because I manipulated all of our files. We're not gonna go print our calibration sheet because if I do that, it's not gonna print, it's not gonna do that. So while that is printing, I'm going to browse all material and I'm going to type in printable, and then I'm going to use printable sticker paper white, okay? Printable sticker paper white. Now, there are a couple ways that you can print or you can cut stickers. You can do a kiss cut. A kiss cut is where it just cuts through the top layer, which is what we're gonna do today. You can do a full cut where it cuts all of it completely away from the sticker. So one example, so this one, let's go overhead. This, some of them will do it. This is what I mean by like a full cutaway sticker, is where it will cut all the way through. This one, for some reason, cut through parts of it and didn't cut through all of it. But a kiss cut is where it just cuts so you can leave it on the sheet, okay?
Love it.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, let's see if that is I'm gonna run out here, see if that's printed.
Hello, my friends. Oh
printed.
my gosh.
So now,
this.
what we're gonna do, we're going to align this on our mat in the top left-hand corner. I almost called it the right-hand corner, and I was gonna have to say, you know, my other right. And I'm going to take my brayer that's not in here.
We got the Cricut
It's all good.
burnishing tool right there.
Yep, and we're just going to lay this down flat. And you do have to be careful if your inkjet printer, like especially on the glossy paper. I printed this on the matte paper, but if you're printing on glossy paper, sometimes you have to make sure that your ink dries before you burnish this down. But we're just gonna make sure that you burnish this down really, really well.
Love it.
Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna come over here to our Cricut. It is on Explore 3, thank the Lord. We're gonna load that in. We're just
So a lot of us have been asking, do I need to calibrate before doing something like this? And I wanna be fully transparent. This is our first print then cut with this new machine. So the way I look at Cricut and print and cut is I do calibration if something is wrong. But a lot of you may be like, Tanner, I'm not wasting a whole sheet of printable material. Then yes, I would recommend calibrate first, then do this. But this will be a great test to see the machine that we unboxed yesterday going to straight into print and cut.
Yep.
Will it work? Leave me a comment right now. Do you think it's gonna be perfect or do you think it's gonna be off? Yes or no? Like,
yes.
Is it gonna be perfect or off? Leave me a comment.
So I did use the Canon. I used the Canon printer. And I
have
want
a
to talk
link.
about what this Cricut is doing right now.
Ooh.
For those that don't know. So if you could see, there was a black line around, there was a black box around all of our stickers. So what the Cricut is doing now is it was registering those black lines so that it knew where to cut, okay? And now it is cutting our images out. Somebody asked if, how do you do the kiss cut? Your Cricut is already set up to do that kiss cut.
Exactly.
You have to put it on more pressure to have it cut all the way through. And there are different materials that are gonna cut different. So you have to learn your machine. Honestly, y'all, different machines cut different. My machine that I have out here in the craft room cuts differently than Alicia's machine. And you just have to learn your machine.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a trial and error process. You're gonna mess up. I wish you guys knew how many times we messed up.
Right.
On a daily basis. Every single day.
True. True.
You all think that what we do is like that you get frustrated because it looks so easy for us to do it, but y'all, we go through trial and error just like you guys do,
Right.
so that we can tell you what not to do
Yes.
when it comes to crafting with
Now,
your Cricut.
Christina, for the Explorer Air 2 lineup, I always leave that machine on custom and I choose my setting from
Yes.
Cricut just like you would on Explorer 3 Maker.
Yes.
That's what I do.
So if you do have an older machine, the Explorer 2, for those that don't know, have the dial still, leave it on custom, choose it from your design
Yes.
space. That's the only, really the
Okay,
only way to
Lauren,
do
how
it.
is it cutting? I'm so excited.
So far, it's a little off.
Really?
It is.
I'm excited to show. I'm excited to show.
It is off. For those that said off,
Congratulations.
it's off.
Oh, how does it know where to cut? So Beth, we'll show you
Yes.
when this is done cutting. There's a little scanned box, so it scans it and then cuts from that. So yay!
The new machine that we unboxed here is the Explorer Air 3.
Yes.
We just recently unboxed a Maker, I feel like, as well.
Yeah, I think we recorded a video. Of some
Yeah, we
sort.
did. But yes. Let's see. No, you do not need,
Oh, my scoring stylus.
y'all don't need that tool.
I used it
See?
yesterday.
See, I just took it out while it was cutting. You don't need it. This is a scoring stylus for those that don't know.
Love it.
This will score your cardstock paper, okay?
Love it.
So now that it's printed, let's go
So show them the little
overhead.
scan too, because
Okay.
a lot of us are curious about the scanning.
So first of all, people ask, how does it know where to cut? This line right here, the black line around your stickers, that's what happens. So go back over to our Cricut. So this is your housing. If you look right here at your housing, there is a white box. There is a scanner in that white box and a light that turns on so that it recognizes those black lines. So it will go to the left-hand corner, right-hand top corner, down to the bottom 2 corners, and it will scan those lines so that your Cricut knows where to cut. So back to this overhead, you can see it scanned all of this, but still yet our Cricut did not cut perfectly. So let me take it off the mat. Well, actually here I said printable sticker paper and I was going to do a kiss cut, and it cut all the way through. Once again, this is knowing the material that you're using and knowing your machine. This is the first time I've used this machine. But you can see that it is still off, like it cut. You can still see white, a little bit of white on this side. And I'm really, really glad that it was off. I'm so glad that it was off, because what we're going to do now, we're going to calibrate.
Yay.
And I'm going to teach you guys how to calibrate your machine. I feel like we're running quite over on this one.
Oh, you know, it's boot camp week, so we have all the time in the world dedicated to y'all. It is
all the
so
time.
good. I got therapy at 3 o'clock, so I got to leave here about 2:40, but I can be here until then.
Well, sounds good. So we are going to, I'm just going to not take up the full screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the 3 lines on the top left-hand side of our screen, okay? This is where you're going to find your dashboard. We're going to go down here and click calibration, okay? Now, because we are using the Explorer Air 3, it does not use adaptive tools. So the only calibration on an Explorer series machine is going to be print and cut. If you have a Maker or a Maker 3, you have the option to calibrate print and cut, calibrate your knife blade, and calibrate your rotary blade,
Yes.
okay? You're gonna have 3 options if you have a Maker or Maker 3.
Right.
Yes, if you do have a Maker, you still have to calibrate, and the print and cut calibration is the same all across the board.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the same for everyone. So we are going to be using our Canon TS 95,000 or 9500 series. We are going to print our calibration sheet. That is sending that to the printer. And then while that is printing, I'm just going to come in here with my little spatula, and I'm going to pull my stickers up off of our mat. And for those that are new, when you are pulling stuff off of your mat, here's another hack. Add this to the list, Carol. Turn your mat upside down and use gravity. Let gravity be your friend when you are taking stuff off the mat. Okay? And really and truly, scraper tools help too. So we're taking all of this off the mat. I don't know if y'all can see how I'm doing this or not. So one thing I said we were going to talk about the kiss cut. So I used the printable sticker paper for this. I probably could have used the printable vinyl, but if this happens and the stickers cut away and you want it just to be a kiss cut, go back, use the same setting, but use less pressure the next time. Right. And it should give you a perfect cut. So now we have our mat cleared. I'm going to run and grab our calibration sheet real quick.
Ooh, Lauren's printing out this calibration sheet, and she's going to walk you through the steps that you actually take to calibrate, which for us now we know, do this first on a piece of copy paper. Don't waste your good material so you don't waste a sheet of material like we did today.
So I printed it on copy paper. You are going to once again line it up you need to be as precise as you can with this. It is very important that you are precise with this. It doesn't matter what kind of mat you load it on, just as long as you have it on a mat and you are precise with it. So we're just going to make sure that this lays down very nicely, okay? Now what we're going to do, we're going to come back to our share screen. We're going to click continue. It shows you, place it in the top left corner. We just did that. Continue. We are doing the Explorer 3. What is it doing?
Like I said, maybe the Cricut heard it. Oh.
There we go. Okay. Carrie also said, where do you buy your vinyl at? 143vinyl.com.
Link down below.
Linked below. Now what we're going to do, we are going to load our Cricut into, or load our mat into our machine. Load our Cricut into our mat, you know, whatever. Whatever. Now, once that registers our mat, it will tell us on the screen what to do. Now it's telling us to press the go button, so you're going to hit play. Now, a lot of people ask us, now real quick, let's go over to our machine. This is what it does with print and cut, is it's calibrating that black line around it, top and then bottom. Going back to the top, okay. Making sure it's right on the bottom.
Yes.
Y'all see that? Now it goes to that side and it registers. Somebody also said, sometimes it's hard with glossy paper. Yes, if you're using glossy sticker paper, sometimes it is hard for your Cricut to register, especially if you have a really bright area, because especially here in our studio, we have lots of lights going on from different directions. So sometimes that light will bounce off that shiny paper and it will distort how the Cricut is reading those lines. So sometimes you just have to turn your lights off and let it do its thing.
Yeah, sometimes move it around, things like that. All right, so while Lauren walks you through this, it's gonna be so good just so that you can see, and now it's asking Lauren some questions.
Oh yeah, okay, so go back to our share screen. Assessment number 1, without unloading the mat, so I wish I could show you guys, but I can't. It asks us if it is closer to this image or closer to this image. I'm going to say it is closer to the second image, but if it's closer to the first, you still need to do fine calibration, because fine calibration just really gets it super close. So we're going to do a basic calibration because this is what our square looks like. Okay? This is what it looks like. So we're going to go to continue. Now what it's going to do, and we'll go to our Cricut, it is cutting the lines which are numbered 1 through 21 on the top, and then it's going to cut the lines which are lettered A through U on the side. And then after that has finished cutting, we will hop back over to share screen and I will show you guys what to select. Now that that is done, and I know you guys can't see, but you're going to come over here and you are going to select which one of these numbers, 1 through 21, cuts perfectly down the center of the black line. So we're looking at number 7 here. If I'm being honest with you all, I'm still not completely happy with number 7. But once again, we're just doing a basic calibration. We're not doing a fine calibration. So we're going to choose 7 from the top, and then from the one on the side, I'm going to choose H. So back to our share screen. Top line, we're going to choose 7. Right line, we're going to choose the letter H. Okay, now we're going to continue, and the basic calibration is complete. So what we're going to do, we're going to unload that. We are going to print this again, because now I want to do a fine calibration. Let's go ahead. You can see how off that was.
Wow.
Like, that's how off the cut was.
Yeah.
Yes, calibration is really, really easy.
Oh,
no
yeah.
need for anyone to be scared to calibrate. It's super, super easy. So now I'm going to grab our calibration sheet to do
Grabbing the
fine.
other sheet, and this is so fun.
Once again, I am putting this down. So one thing that I would suggest to you guys, don't just stop at basic calibration.
Yeah.
I would make sure and do a fine calibration to make sure it's perfect. We are connecting to our Explorer that we have here. Somebody asked, do you have to calibrate different printers if you use Canon then switch to Epson? So if you use different printers for different print and cut things, printers are just like different machines. They might print different.
Right.
I mean, you can calibrate in Cricut from each printer if you feel more comfortable. If you decide, hey, I'm printing from my Epson, it's cutting beautifully, but when I print from my Canon, it's still, for some reason, it's not right. Try calibration printing from your Canon.
I don't think that'll happen too often.
I don't think so either.
Let's talk about why you need to calibrate. So as you move your machine around, things can get moved, like combobulated is what I like to call it. So if you are someone that travels with their Cricut, if you move it from the table to the floor all the way around, sometimes the machine just needs to be calibrated. So that's just the best way to describe it. If you leave it where, in one spot for a long time, I doubt you'll need to calibrate it as often.
Yeah. Also, we had somebody said that they got aggravated with the calibration that they gave up. There's no need to give up, y'all. It's so easy. I really hope that this will help you and walk you step by step through calibration so that you do feel more confident with it.
Yeah.
And then somebody asked, how do you do fine calibration? Fine calibration is the exact same as basic calibration. It just kind of takes it a little further and gets even more precise. So once again, it's doing the same thing. Okay. Somebody said I tried to calibrate my maker with the print and cut, but it kept telling me to place my knife blade. I would go back and double check and make sure you have the print and cut option selected, okay? So once again, it is cutting the box.
So if I use Wi-Fi for my maker, but my printer is attached to a desktop, does this process still work the same? For calibration, yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we're gonna proceed to fine calibration because it did cut pretty close.
Oh, cool.
And then we're just going to let it list. It's doing the exact same thing it did.
And Lauren's doing this for the whole team. I mean, she's taking one for the team so that print and cut is gonna look good with this Explorer 3 every time we use it.
Yep. So now it is. If calibrating your machine is not this easy, then it might be something that's messed up on your machine that you need to contact Cricut over.
Yeah.
Because calibration should not be hard. So now, once again, we're going to come back over here and fine calibration. It's looking like 11 and K.
Ooh.
Yep, it's not 7 and H anymore. It is, oh, I don't know, or is it 10? Ooh, I can't tell. I'm going with 11. 11. So top line, we're going with 11. Right line, we're going with K. And then it's going to cut the bigger piece. That's going to be the biggest difference with fine calibration. And honestly, I can't even see where it cut because it cut so close to that black line.
That's awesome.
So now the fine calibration, it printed the larger box. That's what that's there for. And you will now either select yes, it cut close, or no, I'd like to do another calibration. So of course I'm going to click yes and continue, and you are done with calibration. And then there you go. That is, you can see that it is now calibrated beautifully. And then let's unload this real quick.
Show today. This one's going down in the books because this has been such a fun show.
A hoot and a half, man.
An hour and 40 minutes, Lauren. You were on it. How about it? Welcome back. Welcome back to the corner.
So today I'm going to be showing you all, beginner or not a beginner, I'm going to show you all our favorite ways to cut and apply vinyl. I brought in like my favorite transfer tape. This is just my favorite transfer tape. Tanner has his favorite. And then I brought in a couple different kinds of vinyl to show you all. And then these are the keychains that we're making. So we can go overhead so you all can see these. These are the retro style motel keychains. I'm obsessed with these. They're so cute. These keychains are such a good sellable item if you all are wanting to sell. These are great, especially if you're doing like craft shows or even on Etsy. I see these everywhere on Etsy, everywhere.
And they're like $10 or $12 on there, I think.
Yeah, and like I think, oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell you guys the wrong price, but I bought these in bulk on Amazon. I wanna say it was like maybe $11. Maybe.
Ooh, for all of them?
Yes.
Wow.
I think it was $11 for all of them. And then you're charging, I mean, the markup on these is just insane.
So good.
So before we get started, if you're like, I literally just opened my Cricut. Like I opened my Cricut on Tuesday with Tanner. Like I don't know where to even start when it comes to vinyl. So there are lots of different vinyls. There are heat transfer vinyls, and you're gonna see permanent and not permanent and matte and glossy. Those are, what we're working with today are adhesive vinyls. So these are more like, they don't need a heat, you don't need an iron to apply them to anything. They have permanent and removable. We usually use permanent. Removable, I would say removable is more for like, I don't even know. I use permanent vinyl for most things when I'm using adhesive vinyl. So there are lots of different options. And what I brought in here today, so I've got these vinyls overhead. I just got some random colors. I was wanting to do brown on this pink, so that's why I have like brown and beige over here. But this is just like our standard adhesive vinyl. So on the back, a lot of times they'll say permanent or temporary. You can see this brown has a temporary adhesive. This is the StarCraft brand of adhesive temporary vinyl. So StarCraft is like one of our favorites. They sell these on 143vinyl.com. We are not, I don't know if I linked these colors, but I definitely linked the vinyl. So you could, like I was saying before, we've got the temporary adhesive, and then this one is the permanent adhesive. And whenever you guys go to shop for your vinyl, you're going to want to make sure that you are purchasing the correct type of vinyl. So it'll normally say permanent adhesive vinyl. That's typically what I use. For something like this, I'm gonna use permanent adhesive vinyl. Now, if for some reason I just had this temporary adhesive vinyl, I would be okay with using that for this project.
Love it.
But the biggest difference is whenever you're shopping and if you're wanting an adhesive vinyl, you don't really wanna purchase a heat transfer vinyl. That's different. And we're going to be doing a project with heat transfer. I think Lauren used heat transfer vinyl in tomorrow's project. But that's the biggest difference.
Woohoo.
And then there's also an array of colors and like these beautiful holographic, y'all. I'm obsessed with holographic vinyl.
So good.
It's so pretty. Whenever we are cutting this though, the cut settings are way different than they would be for a regular solid colored vinyl. So like if you got glitter permanent vinyl or holographic, they're a little bit thicker.
Okay.
And so a lot of times you've got to put more pressure, and Design Space has actual cut settings for holographic vinyl and glitter vinyl, which is really nice and makes it super beginner friendly because you're going to be able to just go in there, select the one that you want, and then your machine's going to do the work for you. So I really, really like that. So I'm going to set these to the side. And then this is the other thing you're going to need. If you are working with adhesive vinyl, you are going to be needing some really good transfer tape. Now, Cricut makes a transfer tape that you really like, Tanner, right? You like their Cricut
I love
transfer
the Cricut
tape.
transfer tape. Highly recommend.
Yes. So, and they also have different tacks. So when I say tack, I mean they're a little bit stickier. Some are a little bit less sticky. This Caesar for me is the perfect in between. And that's why I love this transfer vinyl so good. Oracle offers a transfer vinyl as well. I know on 143 Vinyl, you can actually, you know what, let's just go to their website really quick.
This would be great visual. So everyone,
Yeah.
let's have the conversation of all the different types of vinyls and things, because it's such a great combo to have to help you all know what to look for, to know the shortcuts and things like that. It's so good.
So this is the 143 Vinyl website that I keep talking about.
Yes.
And y'all, I really, for years, I used Oracle Vinyl, and it's great. It really is good. But I'm married to 143 Vinyl now.
Oh, yeah.
We are in a committed relationship. I love them so much. They have so much to offer, like between sublimation, vinyl, HTV, all of that.
Well, you know, StarCraft just came out with their vinyl, I believe, last year. So
What?
It's newer.
I didn't realize how new it was. Okay.
So a little history. I love sharing context here.
Yeah.
So 143 Vinyl was previously 651 Vinyl, and it was from Oracle.
Yeah.
Well, Oracle has to protect their trademark, so they pretty much had to go to 651, who is they're huge, y'all. Like, I've been to their facility.
Yes.
They're amazing. I love them. But they had to rebrand
Oh.
because they couldn't be 651 anymore.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of ruined the relationship. So they don't sell
Right.
Oracle anymore. But StarCraft, around the same time, came out with their own line. And honestly, StarCraft killed it.
They smashed it.
The colors available. Now, some of the things under the StarCraft brand I'm not a big fan of, but the colors of vinyl, honey.
Colors
sign
of
me up all day.
vinyl, the texture of vinyl. And you can see on this website, like at the very top bar, it has vinyl, and immediately you see the StarCraft brand right here. So StarCraft, there's permanent, there's removable. These are a couple other brands. StyleTech is not too bad. We don't buy that one as often. Caesar we really love for HTV. But this is where we're going to be living today. So there's StarCraft HD permanent, and then you can see here they've got glossy or matte. I tend to choose matte vinyls. That is a total personal preference. And then you can buy them in different sizes. So what I like to say is whenever you're trying to figure out which vinyls that you want when you're first starting, you need black and you need white.
And can we talk about this?
Yes.
Can I just be like, I'm the one that thought like, I need to buy every color.
Me too.
I need to have a purple, a green, a pink, a blue.
A glittery yellow.
No, that's the colors that will end up throwing away.
You'll never use
years. So start with your neutrals.
Yes, start with your neutrals.
I would say black, gray, white.
I agree.
Use all three.
Black,
all
gray,
day.
white, black, tan, white. Like
Yes.
you're going to need a lot of black and white over the course of your crafting journey.
Oh, yeah.
So I even recommend to buy your black and whites in bulk as well as your transfer tapes in bulk. So let's just go to the 12 by 5 foot HD
If
mat.
you've been buying Design Make Sell and you have not committed, when you talk about this from a monthly standpoint, you're getting all of the Inner Circle features, plus you're getting Design Make Sell curriculum for as low as $47 a month. This offer is not going to be here for long because that's an insane deal.
It's crazy, guys.
It's insanity. So I really want to encourage you to go grab it. And again, less than 50 spots now because so many people have been claiming them.
It's crazy. They're like hotcakes.
They are.
So y'all, look how many colors. This is
I love
just
these
in the matte like area. And actually there's some metallics here too. I love the metallic vinyl. We use rose gold a lot here and like regular gold. But you can see lots of color options. I do not recommend that you go to Hobby Lobby and buy vinyl from Hobby Lobby. I 1000% recommend you order your vinyl off of this website. And not because we're affiliated.
Yeah.
I swear by this vinyl. Like it's a whole new world.
Yes.
Like you can even do a comparison yourself if you don't believe me.
Yeah.
This vinyl just cuts really good.
So
I just clicked on the vinyl permanent glossy, and then when you click there, obviously you can see the different sizes. Now, if you want to play around with colors, I would recommend just getting a few 12 by 12 sheets of your favorite colors. But really, y'all just need to get a black, a white roll, and a gray roll, or just really basic neutral colors. So yeah, if y'all are looking for a really good adhesive vinyl, that is totally what we recommend. They do sell blanks on here as well. They sell sublimation blanks as well as just like regular blanks. And honestly, here, let's just go to keychains. Let's see what they offer as far as keychains go. Look how cute these are. These are like little cut out acrylic keychains. These are great sellable items, you all. And you can just slap some vinyl on there, add a little tassel, and you're good to go.
only 40 spots left. Like a little less than, I think 40 spots are left.
I mean, listen, the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. Okay, so what we're going to do next, I need to show you all how to actually design these keychains, since that's what we're doing today. And I need, where did our little tape measure go?
Oh, I could have stolen it.
Is he in there?
I never know.
Y'all, we have like 1,000.
Here you go. So, membership. So if you want cut files, fonts, everything, the deal for membership ends midnight on New Year's Eve for regular membership. So if you need cut files, fonts, Cricut training, you can join that. Sadie will drop that link. I know we had some questions.
Yes. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, we actually have a file for this shape of keychain, which is really amazing. So if you're a member, you can get this like immediately. Now you don't need this file to create a really cute keychain. Like you could buy these and not use this file, but I like using the file because I can design it in Design Space and see what it's gonna look like before I cut it out.
Right.
So that's kind of the perk there. Let me sign in really quick and then we will find that file. So we're gonna go to New Cut Files, and this is under Motel.
Y'all, the website was giving us some trouble yesterday. We have been working on that for you, so I'm so excited.
It's already doing better.
Yeah.
It's already doing better.
Notice any small things, will you please just email customer care? No need to harbor personal anger towards it. Release it into customer care so that we can take that and we can fight for you. We can get them developers out there. We can get them bugs fixed. We can get these features resolved.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I went ahead and downloaded my file. So I'm in Design Space. I'm gonna select upload. And then we can go to upload image. And I really like to click and drag. Let me minimize this. I like to click and drag my file into here. So Lauren talked a lot about PNGs versus SVGs yesterday. We are really just using this as like a template. I'm just going to pull the SVG in for this purpose. And then I'm going to upload. And then what I'll need to do is add this design to my canvas. And there we go. Now, when we pull this in, it's gigantic. Always pay attention to the size of your images when you're pulling them into Design Space, because they may not be the size that you need. So you can see up here, we've got our width at 4.3 and our height at 8.9. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this is not 8.9 inches. So let's go ahead and measure our keychain and then adjust it in Design Space. So I've got this cute little tape measure. I'm obsessed with this thing. It's so cute. And I'm gonna measure from top to bottom first. So this is actually 3.5 exactly. So back in Design Space, I'm gonna change my height to 3.5. So if for some reason you all don't have access to this file, like if you're not a member, you should become a member.
Yeah.
But if you're not for some reason, what I would recommend is whatever blank you're using, and you can use this technique for tumblers, for anything, measure the area that you want your decal to fit within. So like on my keychain right here, if I didn't have this file, I would measure this open area, but I wouldn't measure this little area right here because my vinyl's not going to go in there. So you would just want to measure within that short area. So that would only be 2.5 inches. So in Design Space, you can make like a rectangle 2.5 by whatever the width of your piece is.
But Makers Learn's got you.
Yeah, but we got your back. We got your back. So this is like already ready to go. What I am going to do, you can see in our layers panel, we have quite a few layers. I'm going to ungroup this. And then I'm just going to change the color of my thing to pink because we're working with a pink keychain today. And I like to do this so that I can see my design in front of my face. Like I want to see exactly what it's going to look like when it's done. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we've already got this one. Now the options for what goes on these keychains are endless. We can put so many different things on here. I've seen some really cute like little sayings. We have files on Makers Gonna Learn. We could just pull a file out, like a cute little saying. I will say, since they are so small, you don't want to get anything with a lot of detail. So like, let me find one that I wouldn't put anything with like small, teeny tiny letters or like teeny tiny lines. I just don't think I would want to do that. Let's get out of Christmas. I'm done. I'm ready for spring.
Oh, okay, so I need to update this. On the website, I was like, when the website launched, I wanted everyone to automatically see Christmas. We need to update that. See, thanks.
I think that there's a
Just
cute
that.
coffee file, and I feel like a coffee would be really cute. I feel like I saw one the other day that was like coffee run or I don't know.
I love it. Okay, so, you know, I'm a pretty busy guy.
Yeah.
There's very few days that I'll ever let anyone else get my coffee because I love going to get my coffee. I don't know if it's the baristas. I don't know if it's like making sure my drink's
It's like therapeutic for Tanner.
It is my relaxing moment.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh.
So you could pull any of these files and then put them onto the keychain. Let's just pull this half teacher, half coffee. I think that's really cute. And these keychains would make great gifts too. So I'm gonna open this folder up and I'm gonna need the SVG because we are cutting today. So I think someone said yesterday S in SVG reminds them of scissors because it's cutting.
Yes.
So we're gonna be pulling that file in and I'm just gonna go back to my uploads, upload image, and then we can click and drag this one just the same. Pull this in. And I'm gonna show you all how you can do your own font and add in whatever text you want
Today?
as well. Why not?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. You all are crushing it.
The one that I have on, like in our little sample, like in the thumbnail, we use one of our new fonts. It's called Groovy Cowgirl. I'm obsessed with that font. Okay, so this is how I would do it. I would just pull it in here, make it as big as possible. Since these letters are so small, I think I want them to fill it up as much as possible. And that's not a little bit too big,
I
but
love that.
isn't that cute?
That's awesome.
And so
Half teacher, half coffee.
half teacher, half coffee. And so you can change the colors of this to whatever you want. If we wanted to do white vinyl, which I think would look great on the pink, we can do that. But one thing I want to notice here. So whenever we come up, can y'all see these little etches? You see those little like shiny marks? That would be really cute if we were cutting bigger, but we ain't. So what I'm gonna do while this layer is selected is contour those off of my design.
Okay.
I don't want those. So if you all haven't used the contour function in Design Space, I'm obsessed. You just come in here, select the image, and you're gonna select the things that you want it to get rid of. So it's taking off all of these little notches. There's quite a few, so we're just gonna click through. So what I've done, I feel like this is in a place where I like it. What I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna like make a few. Like I want us to go, I'm just gonna go ahead and let's do, like you could do 2, 3, 4 at a time, especially if you're using the same color. And you can even do different designs if you wanted to. So I'm gonna go ahead, resize our keychain again to 3.5. So it's 3.5 tall. And what should we put? Let's do a font this time. We have so many cute fonts, you all. And listen, I'm the kind of person that gets married to fonts and like I don't want to pick a new
Everybody
font.
knows who can guess. Whoever puts my favorite font in the chat box first is going to win a $20 Amazon gift card.
I know what it is.
Because
Can I win it?
I'm married to fonts too.
I'm
the
married
funny
too.
part is this font, we have over 1,000 now at Makers Can Learn. But did you know that this font came out in the first launch? Or don't start writing mine. Okay.
Oh, I'm not.
Are you gonna show us yours?
I will. I'll show. This is me and Groovy Moves are in a relationship. We all hang out all the time.
Oh, Renee!
Renee got it! Renee knows. She's an OG. She knows.
Y'all know.
Lindsay
Y'all
guessed Addie
know.
Kate though, and that's a close contender.
Oh, Addie Kate is a close
Yeah.
one. It was Barefoot Joanna. Barefoot Joanna is my font that I love.
Oh my
You
gosh.
guys know. Congratulations,
That's
Renee.
so
Email customer
funny.
care hi@makerscanlearn.com with your email address.
I'm showing y'all Barefoot Joanna. This is Barefoot Joanna.
Ooh, like, I
love it. She's gorgeous.
It's amazing.
Recently, I've loved the font Orange Leaf. And then I think for today's, I'm going to use the font Groovy Cowgirl, which I'm obsessed with the name of this font.
Okay, y'all really know the fonts that I go to. Mary Catherine's one of my favorites. Mary Catherine is named after our artist, Mary Catherine.
Yes.
We love her.
Someone
And-
said Click Clack, and that's one of my favorites. I use
well, I was
Click
gonna say
Clack
that
a
was
lot.
that's an OG one.
Yeah.
And then Addie Kate is my dear sweet niece.
Precious Angel.
Precious
She's the
Angel
cutest
from
thing
above.
ever.
We love her.
Yes.
Yes. So y'all are awesome.
Yay.
Jeff, welcome to Inner Circle, friend.
Hi. Okay, so if you have never downloaded a font before, I feel like as a graphic designer, I was very intimidated by downloading fonts.
Really?
Yes, especially switching between like a Mac or a PC or like on my phone. Like it stressed me out. I couldn't figure out how to do it every
Sure.
time. But it's so easy. It really is so easy. So I think the hardest part is finding your font after you download it. Sometimes it can like disappear into who knows where. So if you wanted one of the fonts off of the Makers Gonna Learn website, I just need you to click this little down arrow icon, and it's gonna typically pop to the bottom here. Sometimes it'll swing up here to the top right corner, but it's just gonna depend on your computer. This one's gonna go to the bottom left. I'm gonna double click on this. If for some reason you can't find your font down here on the bottom left, I just need you all to come to your Finder or go to your search bar on your computer, and you can actually type in the name of the font and you'll find it. So I'm gonna double click this, and then I will just simply hit install font. And now you can see we're in our font book. Look how many fonts we have downloaded in here. So we really utilize our fonts. So I'm gonna go back to Design Space. Our font is not officially in here yet. So did my mic die? Okay.
Oh no.
Tanner's mic died.
Oh my God.
Listen, we've been killing it though. 4th day, and that's the first time we've replaced batteries. So, okay. So what I'm gonna do now, I am going to save my project. I'm just gonna save it as keychains. If I can spell. We need to save this and then reload Design Space in order for our fonts to be pulled in that we just downloaded. So make sure you save your project, and then you can come up here to view and reload, and then your font will be in Design Space for you to use. I
Lisa
love
Ann,
that.
there is no such thing as too many.
There's never
fonts.
too many. There's never too. The limit does not exist. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in here, and now what I'm gonna do is just pull up a text box. What should our keychain say? This is gonna be Lauren's keychain. I did one in the thumbnail that said howdy. Should it say howdy again? That is a very Lauren word.
Oh my gosh, I walk into the office today, y'all. Lauren is like literally, I knew I needed to meet with Lauren this morning over some work stuff. And I walk into the office and she is in our new expansion with the saw, cutting stuff away. And I said, hold on, Lauren, like I gotta take your picture. Like I literally took a picture of her and you won't be able to see it, but she's just got her saw, just cutting away.
Got her glasses on.
Got her glasses on. We're working on a special project for y'all in the studio. I've hinted to it. I've told you all casually, but we're gonna go into all of the goodness on Saturday.
So
excited.
Saturday's gonna be a fun day, everybody.
Please come hang out with us on Saturday, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern. We are having our New Year's Eve event, and we want to have as many members and friends there as possible.
Yes.
It is so good. We're just going to hang out. We have some awards to give to you all.
Oh, I'm excited about
so it's
that.
So fun. So fun.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this on a black keychain. It's bothering me that it's facing that way, so I'm just gonna rotate it. Now I can just come out to my text box and rotate it this way if I want to. If you hold the shift key down, it will lock it into an exact angle, which I really, really like that because I want it to be exact. And I feel like that's cute. That's cute. So before we go to cut it, I'm just gonna hide our keychains because we really don't need them for anything at this moment. They were just a guideline for us, right? So we don't really need any of that. And you can just come over to your layers panel. This one I didn't ungroup, so I could technically just hit that one and it would bleep out the whole layer. Nope. Where are the lines at? Am I missing it, y'all?
I don't know.
Why is it not? Oh, there it goes.
Yay.
Okay, I was like, why is it not doing it? Okay, so we've got our two little keychains. And listen, if you were doing white vinyl, you could duplicate this and like cut a bunch of these. Like we could cut a bunch. So I'm gonna go ahead and select make it. Beth, there should be a supply list going out to you all. I don't know when they're emailing that out, but we have made supply lists. They should be going out soon.
It could be on the description of the event. So you can go over there and see our New Year's Eve event is on the channel homepage.
Yeah.
You should be able to check there too to see it.
Yes. Okay. Now, I've got both of my little things here, and listen, these are really small, so we're going to put the Cricut to the test today because it looks very tiny. And this is a great project for your scrap vinyl too, because like, look, like on the mat, I'm using a 3 by 2 1/4 inch piece of vinyl. Like I probably have that laying around in our little scrap bucket. But I've even got this little white piece that's been cut around and all of that. I'm gonna use that for this project right now. So what you're gonna do is grab a mat. I'm using a pretty sticky light grip mat. You can use light or standard grip when you're cutting adhesive vinyl. That's gonna be up to you. I think Tanner talked about this on Tuesday.
Oh.
I am a feeler when it comes to choosing my mats. Lauren is a feeler too. I don't know if she'll admit that to you guys, but we like to feel our mats and like, I'm like, it's a standard grip.
Yeah, Alicia and Lauren will not use the particular correct mat per guidelines.
I know, it's just, I don't know. We just do what we want, I
Y'all,
guess.
Patty, I am so excited for Make-a-thon.
Oh man.
March 4th cannot get here soon enough.
I know, it's going to be
Holy
so
cow.
fun, you guys.
Holy cow.
I
So
love
all
it.
our deals end on New Year's Eve. So we do have quite a few going on. We did introduce Inner Circle. I do want to address, a lot of people's like, wait, what's Design Make Sell and what is Inner Circle? So I'll tell you. I created Design Make Sell in 2020.
Okay, so now that we've got our vinyl on our mat, if you're a beginner and you're like, how do I even put it on there? So I just cut a piece of vinyl that is big enough. It's bigger than my design and design space. So I was saying earlier, it needs to be at least 3 by 3, and this is 5 by 4.5. So we're gravy, we're good.
Love
I'm gonna
it.
take, this is a burnishing tool. This is the Maker's Gonna Learn burnishing tool for our Make-a-thon people. This is what we sent out for Make-a-thon people. And you're just gonna take this at an angle and you're gonna make sure this is on here really well. If your mat is not sticky enough, your vinyl won't stick. When it goes to cut, your vinyl is going to move around. So you need to make sure that you have a sticky enough mat. If you're a beginner, you probably have a new mat, so you're good to go.
Yes.
And then what we're going to do is take our mat. Let me move my drink out of the way. And on your Cricut, you've got these little lips. I'm just going to slide it right under there. And then there's an arrow button right here. I'm going to push that, and it's going to feed into the Cricut. And sometimes I like to put a little bit of pressure on the end of my mat so it can snag it, because these little rubber wheels will kind of pull your mat in for you. And then let's go back to Design Space. So over here in Design Space, I've got my mat laid out. This is where it's going to cut on my mat. This is where we place the vinyl on our mat.
Love it.
So you're just going to select Continue. And then we're using the Explore 3 today. And then you get to your base materials. And I think that this can be really overwhelming. There are a lot of options, you all.
Yes.
And I'm going to just tell you right now, I use there's certain ones where I have like a specific thing I need, but generally speaking, I use the vinyl cut setting and the everyday iron-on cut setting for heat
Two
transfer
good
vinyl.
ones, yeah.
Yeah, so you can go to Browse on Material and just type in what you have. I've got vinyl. Okay, well, we have lots of options here. So you can see there's like printable, premium, shimmer, all of that. I think, now I usually use a Maker, and they have just like a basic vinyl setting. Let me look and see if they've got a premium vinyl setting on here, just a basic premium vinyl. Okay, this is perfect. So we're using removable mat, this premium vinyl removable mat. I'm gonna select that. I'm gonna hit done. And then back at the Cricut, you're gonna see it's gonna start doing some things.
Let's go do it.
It's doing it. It's measuring our mat. It's making sure everything's running smoothly before it starts cutting. Okay. And just honestly, in Design Space, follow the prompts. So right now it's at step number 3. It says press go. And over here on the Cricut, there is a flashing play button. I'm just going to hit play, and it's going to start cutting. And let's all cross our fingers that
it's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
It's gonna be perfect.
It's going to be gorgeous and cute.
I love it.
Okay. So just a little tippy tip, before I remove my mat from my Cricut, so this is blinking, it's wanting me to take this out. I do not want to take it out. I want to make sure that it's cut first.
Okay, now wait, you're not taking the mat out yet.
Nope, it's still in here. I don't want to eject it because I want to make sure it's cut, and if it's not cut, I can recut this. So what I like to do is find like the middle of a letter or something and just kind of get my weeding, and first of all, this cut really good, but I like to make sure that it cut. So like the middle of my O came out so easily, and that's how I know that this has cut. I'm just gonna test on my little letters to make sure. Oh yeah, this is great. So if for some reason your permanent vinyl does not cut all the way, you're gonna need to just hit that play button one more time. Just hit it one time, give it a second, and it will recut all of your stuff again. If you unload your mat and try to recut it again, it may not be completely lined up, and we just really don't want to do that. We don't want to cut it again in the wrong spot. Right. So making sure that you're checking it before you unload it is the key here. Okay, now, most people like to weed on the mat.
Tanner loves weeding on the mat. Now, are you gonna do?
I'll weed on the mat for you guys.
Whoa! You've got to tell him the #1 hack. Were you about to dive into weeding? Y'all, I got
you want me to reverse weed this, don't you?
No.
I was about to say, don't make me.
Alicia. So here at Makers Gonna Learn, a lot of our team members, when you get started, like we give you Makers Gonna Learn, and we say consume the content.
Right.
We make people, like a lot of our training, like you probably sat in on live streams for a few weeks before you participated in one, anything like that. But I say all that to say, we let our creative producers create in their own way. Like we're here to do what you do best. But I have to tell a story about me.
Okay.
So I used to hate regular vinyl.
Yes.
I used to never want to work with regular vinyl. And then me and a previous team member were like, we hate it. Like we want to iron on, we want to heat transfer vinyl on everything.
Me too, generally.
Me too. But then me and her started talking, and like, it was amazing. Like we both had no idea what we were doing. 5 years ago. And This is what changed it for me.
Okay.
Burnishing the vinyl after it's cut before weeding.
Yes.
That
is a great hack.
When you weed, and the reason why this works is when you start straight from weeding, the vinyl's already been like hit by the knife of the blade, so it's already kind of up.
It's like pulling it as it's cutting it a little bit.
So then the cut letters will come with you really, like come off really easily. Okay? So here's the thing. You want to just burnish this down.
Yep.
Always burnish. I mean, you can just burnish. Okay? That's number one. Number two, use your craft knife to cut off the excess to save
That's what I was about to do. That's what I was about to do.
Sorry, I just had to interject
No,
here
I love that tip.
because there's things that you have to learn the hard way.
I agree.
And some of it we intentionally, you had never had a Cricut. Like we want unique perspective for you to learn the Cricut.
Yes.
Because you're going to end up you've taught me things about the Cricut.
Right.
And like thoughts to add to our content and things like that, So
it's good to have like a second set of eyes or second set of hands in this instance.
Sure.
But that is really, really a good tip especially for
It's
small
small
stuff.
letters.
Yeah, because it's really going to stick to the back there. And when you're doing those teeny tiny cuts, you may not be able to see it, but those letters really are trying to lift up off of that backer.
We're not, we don't usually recommend reverse weeding to newbies. So if you're a newbie, just watch how we're weeding here. This is what we'd recommend. If you're like Tanner, I'm weeding something super intricate. I need the best, what you do. Search Maker's gonna learn reverse weeding. Watch a video about it because it's so hard to explain. But I don't think as a beginner you need it. So,
I agree.
Okay,
I agree
I'm
with
going
that.
back to my chair.
Okay. All right. See you later. Bye.
Thanks, see you later.
My little girl's been saying bye. She don't say bye-bye. She says bye.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, sassy.
Rube was in the office the other day, and I
Yes.
was telling a story about like something bad that happened to me, and she just started laughing at me, and I was
laughs
like,
at everybody. She's intense. She's a Scorpio. I think that's why she's so intense. Okay, so what I did here, I just took this weeding tool. This is the Maker's Gonna Learn weeding tool. It's gorgeous. And I just kind of claw into my vinyl, like I push down into it, add some pressure, and then you're gonna pull and lift very delicately, especially with stuff this dainty. And I'm gonna get this howdy weeded first before I do the letters. So I'm just barely pulling and paying attention to what's coming up as I weed, because I don't want my letters to come up, right? I want them to stay onto my backer right now. Okay, now, whenever I'm cutting multiple things, something that I like to do is take some scissors, and these little scissors, oh, I already had some ready. These little scissors are great for this. So I'll take these little scissors right here.
Renee knew my favorite font, but didn't know my hack about burnishing before weeding. Y'all, I feel like I hadn't did you a disservice.
You did.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
Okay, so whenever I'm doing stuff like this, I like to cut off that excess vinyl because it gets sticky and it's like in the way. So I cut off that first little piece. Now I'm gonna weed the second portion of this. Now, weeding little tiny letters like this can be tedious. Take your time. I like to kind of put pressure on my vinyl and roll it. It's almost like a roll, I guess you could say. And I take my weeding tool, and if some of these letters try to come up with the vinyl I'm removing, I'll use it as like another set of hands to hold it down onto the backer.
Yeah.
But since we burnished this before weeding, we're not gonna have as much of an issue here. And also we're using good vinyl, that helps. Using the correct cut setting helps a lot. So if you
22 people have grabbed Inner Circle.
today,
Like,
Holy.
we only have a little more than 25 spots.
that is crazy, y'all.
I'm shaking.
Shooketh.
Shaking.
That is
Oh my
crazy.
goodness. Y'all, if you want Inner Circle, grab it while it's hot.
Get it while it's hot. Okay,
Yes.
so we did like butter. Like butter. Okay, something else that we love here at Maker's Gonna Learn is the pin tool. These are on 143 vinyl. It is a weeding tool that has like a pinpoint head right here, like a needle pinpoint head. I'm gonna use this to get out the middles of my letters. You can stick them to the back of your hand. You can wrap painter's tape around your hand and stick them to that. That's very helpful. Fingernail polish holders. That's a hack that we've used for weeding little tiny pieces like this. You can like put your pieces inside of it. And I think that's all we need to weed on that. The middles of these A's are the tiniest little thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay, and now once we have done that, what I'm gonna do is take this off.
Patricia in the house. Patricia, how long have you been a member here? I love your name. I love seeing it when it pops up.
Patricia.
You bring so much happiness to me. She says, old member and love all the tips I may have forgotten. Y'all, this is so good to do a refresh. And especially if you just started in Maker's Glow and Atmosphere in March, April, May, June, July, you know, things like that. You need to know some of our core trainings. So
Yeah.
super fun.
So I'm just gonna cut off a piece of transfer tape as big as my cutouts. There's a lot neater ways to do this, but I am a messy crafter. I'm not even gonna act like I'm not, because I'm really not. I'm messy. Okay, so what you're gonna do is take your transfer tape and peel off the backing. So the white part is gonna separate from this grid pattern. And a lot of the transfer tapes do have grid pattern. The masking tape transfer doesn't, but Tanner really likes that one a lot. It works really well, I think. It just doesn't have the grid. And honestly, I don't use the grid as what it's meant for most of the time. I should.
I love that.
And then what I'm gonna do is kind of fold this like a taco. And I'm gonna lay it right in the middle and then just lay it down. And then we're gonna grab our burnishing tool and we're just gonna go right over that, just like this. And then it's stuck to my tabletop and I'm just gonna pull it up.
Yes, I love that.
Okay. And then what we're gonna do, since we're putting this on 2 separate keychains, I'm just gonna separate the images by cutting them. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure this is burnished down well again.
Now we have some questions about what you're doing with that alcohol.
Okay. Oh yes. Sorry. You were talking.
You can't be doing stuff.
Well, you were
without-
talking, and I didn't want to interrupt. So
People gotta know.
Okay. So firstly, we're obsessed with these. These are fingernail polish remover dispensers. You pop this open, you can pump it, and you get alcohol out. So we've got rubbing alcohol in here, and we like to keep these around. They're literally all over the studio. And so what we do on any surface that we're applying adhesive vinyl to is we clean it really well, because your oil from your fingers and things like that get on it. So I'll just wipe down wherever I'm about to apply the vinyl, and then I take a dry portion of the paper towel and dry it off really well. And so that way we know there's no oils on there, there's no dirt, nothing like that, and it's ready for the vinyl to be applied to it. So I cleaned both of these already. Can y'all see what I'm doing here? Let's go ahead and apply this Howdy one. So you have your backer, and then you have your transfer tape up here. I'm gonna peel this transfer tape up, and I need all of the vinyl that we cut out to come with it. So I do not want it to stick to my backer. And you all can see this as I pull it away. You're gonna be able to see that it's all gonna come off onto the transfer tape. And if it's not, you can kind of pinch it back together. I like to pinch it and it'll stick. And I'm trying not to touch the sticky part of my vinyl because I want that to be really sticky. I don't want to get any hand. Okay, so I've got my little piece of vinyl here. I'm going to apply this using the taco method. So I'm folding my vinyl like a little taco.
Taco method is my favorite. I created that in 2017.
Yes, and so I'm going to line up the middle of this with the middle of my keychain, and it's going to vary depending on what you're applying vinyl to. We like to use these burnishing tools to hold like tumblers and stuff whenever we're applying vinyl to them. And we've got tons of tutorials showing how to do that.
So cool.
So I'm just gonna lay this down right in the middle, okay? And then you can take your burnishing tool and make sure that your vinyl is very much adhered to your piece. So I'm just going right on top of there. And then I'm gonna remove the transfer vinyl, making sure that my adhesive vinyl stays stuck down to my keychain. And y'all, look how dang cute that is.
Oh my gosh.
Howdy, I love it. Okay, first one's done. That was the easy one. This one's gonna be the harder one because I'm worried about this backer not wanting to release these letters. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. So I'm just gonna go really slow, and I can already see some of my letters don't want to come up. So I'm just laying it back down and reburnishing it. And actually, I saw this girl do a hack on TikTok the other day.
Ooh.
And I haven't mastered it yet, but she removes her transfer and keeps her burnishing tool down, just like this. It's kind of hard to do it's hard to do. She does it and it looks so easy and I'm like, okay, there's no way. But with these little letters, sometimes they want to stay down.
I love that. I use my finger a lot with the small letters just to make sure. Sometimes the burnishing tool doesn't do the trick. It just needs the little...
You just got to get in there sometimes.
Now, I'm going to ask you, because the show is so long today, Alicia, do you want anything from Chick-fil-A? Can this just be a real moment?
Oh, spicy chicken? No, I brought tacos. We made street tacos for dinner last night.
So you're passing up Chick-fil-A?
I mean, do they still have peppermint milkshakes?
I don't know.
Yes, that's what I want one of those. If they have them, if they don't, then I'm good. Okay, so that's it there. And we're just gonna remove this slowly, slowly. And there you go, that's it.
Woo-hoo!
Okay, we made it, we made it.
Oh my gosh, Alicia.
Denzos.
Oh my goodness.
How cute are they?
This is so Lauren.
I know. It's given Lauren.
This is me.
Half teacher, half coffee.
That's what I do here, I teach.
You do,
Did you know with my car, I don't have a key anymore? It's my phone.
You don't even have a backup?
I have a key, but
So you could put that on it?
I could put this on there.
If you wanted
I
to.
could.